I've been going back and forth on whether to make this video because I don't want it to come off like I'm trying to speak for anyone or turn real people's pain into content. So let me say this clearly from the start. This isn't about me being loud. It's about me being honest about where I stand and what I still want to do. Because there are people in Minneapolis, and in other cities too, who are out in the streets right now for a reason. Not because it's trendy, not because it's fun, but because something serious happened and staying quiet wasn't an option anymore. Over the past week, Minneapolis has seen a massive federal immigration enforcement surge. Thousands of federal agents deployed into the city. People stopped, questioned, detained. And then it escalated. A woman was shot during an encounter with a federal immigration officer, and another person was injured in a separate incident. What was already tense turned into something people couldn't ignore anymore. That's why people are protesting. They're protesting the use of force. They're protesting what they see as racial profiling and civil rights violations. They're protesting the idea that federal power can roll into a city, traumatize communities, and then expect silence afterward. And I support them, not in a vague hashtag way, not in a thoughts and prayers way, but in a very specific, grounded human way. Because when people are out there protesting in freezing weather, they're not doing it for attention. They're cold. They're tired. They're scared. They're grieving. And they're still showing up. And I want to be clear about something else too. This isn't over. I still want to help. If logistics had lined up differently this time, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. But that doesn't mean the plan is gone. It means it's still in motion. I want to be in Minneapolis, not to lead chants or center myself, but to support. I want to be there handing out hot chocolate. Real warm. Your hands can feel again. Hot chocolate. I want to be handing out hand warmers, the kind you can shove into gloves or pockets and forget about for a bit while you keep standing your ground. Those little things matter when you're outside for hours. Staying warm helps people stay regulated. It helps people think clearly. It helps people keep going. I also want to help people stay connected. I run a van setup with solar and Starlink. That's not a hypothetical. It's something I've already used to help in the past. I've used it to give people internet access when they didn't have it. I've used it to help folks upload footage, stay in contact, charge phones, and keep working when infrastructure failed or just wasn't available. And that matters in moments like this. Because coverage matters. Connectivity matters. Being able to upload video, live stream, message people, and keep devices charged can be the difference between something being documented or disappearing. I want to be there providing power, charging phones and cameras, running cables and power banks, making sure people can keep telling their own stories in real time. When cameras go dark, things get quiet, and that silence usually doesn't protect the people in the streets. That's why the box truck matters. Not because truck cool, not because I want a toy, but because it lets me scale that support. More hot chocolate, more hand warmers, more power, more connectivity, more people helped. The fundraising didn't land the way I hoped yet. And yeah, that's frustrating. I've been sitting with that disappointment. Not because I'm mad at anyone, not because I think people failed me, but because I could see exactly how I could help, and I couldn't quite reach it in time. And my brain keeps trying to turn that into guilt. It keeps whispering, if you cared enough, you'd already be there. But caring doesn't magically solve logistics. The intention is still real, the need is still real, and the work is not done. So this video is me saying, clearly and out loud, I support the protesters. I support their right to be angry. I support their right to demand accountability. I support their right to be visible, even when it makes people uncomfortable. Neutrality always favors the side with more power. And I'm not neutral about people being harmed, ignored, or erased. If you're out there protesting right now, especially in Minneapolis, I want you to know that there are people watching who believe you, who are paying attention, and who are actively trying to build ways to show up better. And if you're watching this and you're feeling overwhelmed, conflicted, or unsure how to help, that makes sense. This is heavy. It's complicated. It's emotional. But caring out loud still matters. If you want to support me while I keep working toward turning care into action, you can follow me here or on any of my other socials. That genuinely helps more than people think. And if you want to go a step further, there is an active donation link on my Twitch page. That donation goes directly toward getting a solid, reliable box truck so I can actually do this work on the ground. And once I have a good running box truck, it realistically only takes about a week to get everything moved into it, set up, and get on the road to start helping. That's how close this is. No pressure. Truly. Support looks different for everyone. And if you've got questions about what's happening, about what support looks like, or just want to talk it through, come hang out with me on my Twitch stream. Join the stream. Lurk if you want. Ask anything you want there. I'm here to process this stuff together, not shout people down. Even when I am playing games, that's not about clout. That's about community. That's how momentum builds. That's how resources eventually line up. I'm not asking anyone to argue online. I'm not asking anyone to burn themselves out. I'm just asking people not to look away, because the people in the streets don't get that option. I'm not done caring. I'm not done paying attention. And I'm not done building toward being useful where it actually counts. This isn't the end. It's a pause while resources catch up to resolve. Support the protesters. Support each other. And if you need a place to process all of this without being shouted